In this video, I'm going to give you 5 huge reasons why you should never start just one business. If you're an entrepreneur or at the early stages of starting off at your entrepreneurial path, then this video is for you. My name is Matt Diggity. I'm the founder of Diggity Marketing, LeadSpring, Authority Builders, the Search Initiative, the Affiliate Lab, and the Chiang Mai SEO Conference. I started off my entrepreneurial career as an affiliate marketer, but eventually ended up expanding into the entire search marketing space with multiple businesses. But was that the right thing to do? I thought you were just supposed to focus on one thing. I mean, there was an entire super popular book written about this whole subject, just one thing. And trust me, I read the book and I just found that it's just not for me. But I completely get many of the cases that it makes for the whole idea of focusing on one thing at a time. First off, as it relates to business, there's only so many hours in the day. And if you're starting multiple businesses, by the pure definition of dividing up your time, you wouldn't be able to give full-time attention to one business. Well, what does that mean? Well, maybe that business might not have been able to grow at the same pace as if you would have given it full-time attention. That said, if you're the type of person that wants to take a business to unicorn levels and get that billion-dollar valuation, you need to focus on one business at a time. There's really no way around it. When you're focusing on multiple businesses, you're going to get distracted, and to get to a unicorn level, you got to go all in. That said, this whole statement flies out of the window when it comes to Elon Musk, but we all know that Elon is more of a force of nature than an actual human. But one important thing to point out is that Elon actually uses a lot of techniques that we're going to discuss later, which helps him scale multiple businesses super effectively. And growing a business quickly not only gets you more profitable faster, which is a great thing for your bank account, but also you might be in a situation when you really just need to get this thing cooking as fast as possible. If you just quit your 9-to-5, for example, and you need to start getting some income to replace your old salary, then you definitely should focus on one business at a time. Not only that, but you might also want to consider cutting out all these external personal things in your life that might be getting in the way of you focusing on the business. Maybe you don't need to go out and drink every weekend. Maybe you need to cut down on gaming. You really just need to focus if you're in this type of situation. And here's another reason you wouldn't want to focus on multiple businesses at a time is because when things go wrong with multiple businesses, the amount of problems it causes and the amount of stress that it brings into your life compounds 20x. Some people say that the definition of stress is that when things are happening that seem out of your control, that's when stress occurs. But if you're like me and you get bored super easy and you get super excited about these new things that come across your way, these new ideas that enter your life, and you want to act on them, I got your back. I'm going to give you a lot of reasons why I like to run multiple businesses at the same time and why you should consider it too. I'm also going to tell you how I pull it off so you can apply it to your own situation, whether that be starting your second business or managing the multiple existing businesses you already have. Now, the first reason I love to have more than one company is because of synergy. If you start multiple companies and they interact with each other in the right way, you choose the right business types, they should synergize together, they should work with each other. For example, in my situation, I have a link building agency, Authority Builders, which supplies backlinks to all my other SEO businesses. My affiliate agency, LeadSpring, focuses a lot on link building, content creation, and advanced SEO testing. Anything we learn at LeadSpring, we shift that over to my agency, the Search Initiative. Now, my agency, the Search Initiative, has a different focus area. They focus a lot on technical SEO. They read a lot of patents. They try to serve up websites that are exactly what the Google robot wants to see. We take this information and feed it back to LeadSpring. And then both of these agencies together feed all their knowledge into my course, the Affiliate Lab. See, like this, everything works together. Sharing knowledge is a big part of what I mean by synergy. When you learn something at one business, you can carry it over to somewhere else. And it doesn't just apply to SEO techniques or technical knowledge. For example, in one of my businesses, we decided to get some management training to learn what do we not know already about scaling, about hiring, about delegation. So we had about a weekend of coaching and brought in an excellent coach, Mad Singers, to tell us everything we don't know about management. And the results we had from applying all these techniques to our business and seeing how much it improved the lives of not only us as the partners, but also the management staff and also the employees. Everyone had a better experience after we applied this to our business. And then after that, I just deployed the same management training over and over to all the other businesses. By the way, some of the things we learned from that management training I'll touch upon in the video later that are key to managing multiple businesses at the same time as well. Another example of this is I was trying to find an ad agency to run ads for one of my businesses. I don't know about you, but finding a competent ad agency is trying to find a snowflake in the desert. It just doesn't exist. At least until it did. And when I finally found someone I love working with, now they've deployed to all my other businesses and they're all scaling rocket ship level. See, the thing is, when you're in business, when you're an entrepreneur, you're learning a lot every single day. And it becomes a waste if you don't take that personal experience and apply it to new businesses and new frontiers. But as I mentioned before, in order to make this work, you need to build your second and third businesses such that they synergize with the existing existing ones. Don't make an affiliate website about fishing and then start dropshipping pull-up bars. Instead, have an affiliate website that actually fuels a dropshipping or e-commerce business. So instead of this random idea for pull-up bars, why don't you start dropshipping fishing reels or lures or something like that? You use your affiliate website, drive traffic to your e-commerce store, and they both profit. Another example of this in the SEO industry is a lot of agencies make SEO tools in order to make their own lives easier and then decide, why don't we just start selling this tool in the market? That's how Moz was started. That's also how Kyle Roof came up with Page Optimizer Pro. I think you can start to see how synergizing businesses will work well together and feed off each other. But another key bonus to this, choose businesses that can sell to the same customers. That's a huge part of synergy. If you can sell to the same customers, then you don't have to redo your marketing plans and you can just continue to deploy to the same email list, to the same ad audience. Everything is just super efficient. Now, if you like what you're seeing here, do me a favor and smash the like button. It helps me know that you like business videos like this, and I'll produce more for you. Another benefit of having multiple businesses is diversity. When you have a diverse set of businesses, you're more stable and you're more protected against risk if one of them should have problems or should fail. An example of this was when COVID hit and really started to peak, my agency, like many other agencies, had a drop in their subscriptions. Clients were worried about their customer bases and their profit margins, and they had to make some cuts, so SEO was on the list. But thankfully, because I have multiple businesses, it didn't bother me because our affiliate business really started to surge as people were sitting at home and e-commerce purchasing went through the roof. There's a saying that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. And honestly, I see the same amongst millionaires around me. And I'm not saying that every millionaire has 7 businesses. A lot of these income streams might be passive through investing and whatnot. But at a certain point in your wealth generation journey, you become less interested in growing your wealth and more interested in protecting your wealth. And that's where diversity shines. Folks like myself that start multiple businesses end up learning that each business could take a different form once it starts to mature. For example, you have growth businesses. These are businesses that don't seem to hit any plateaus. These are businesses that are very scalable. Whatever you put in, you get out. They just grow, grow, grow. And these also sell and exit for great multiples. On the other side of the coin, you have cash cow businesses. These are the type of businesses that take a very little amount of work to put in, but they dish out a bunch of cash, easy cash with little effort month after month. And then of course, let's be honest, many businesses just don't work out at all. So in my opinion, the ideal business portfolio has a healthy mix of growth businesses that are growing and scaling that could potentially exit for big multiples, mixed with some low input, high income cash cows that are going to give you a stable income over time. And this is where diversity plays a key role in this. You don't know what kind of business is going to be scalable and doesn't seem to have any limit. You don't know what kind of business is going to become a cash cow. You also don't know when a business is going to hit diminishing return levels. At the beginning, when you start your business, you have no idea when that point will be of diminishing returns, when the hours that you put into your business now don't match up with the same value those hours gave you in the beginning. And to protect yourself against all this uncertainty, it's good to be diverse with your business portfolio. And another huge reason I love having multiple businesses is you get the ability to exit 1 or 2 of them. I mean, of course, if you had one business by itself, of course you could sell that, but what are you going to do after that? Where's your income going to come from? I've sold and exited multiple businesses, over a dozen at this point. Why? Well, for one, although I'm making a huge argument for starting multiple businesses, everyone has their limit. Maybe for me it's 6 businesses, but for you it might be 3, for you it might be 9, but you're gonna hit your limit at some point, and then what? But for me, one of the biggest reasons is I love the financial windfall that comes from selling a business. So you see, most businesses are sold by a multiplier times the average monthly profit over the last 6 or 12 months. So if your business is making $1 million per year and you sell that business at a 5x multiple, then you're going to get $5 million all at one point. It's like taking a time machine in the future 5 years from now, collecting all that money and then coming back to where you were before. But at the same time, you also get all of your resources back, all your time back on top of that huge payday. Aside from my course, which is too attached to my personal brand, all of my businesses are built to sell. Another reason for multiple businesses is just straight up about my personality. I love variety. I get bored if there's not something new on the plate that I can tackle, that I can learn about, that I can scale up. That's another reason I really like the affiliate SEO model, because when you create an affiliate agency and you start to build a portfolio, each one of these little websites is a business in itself. And there's a lot of variety as you switch back and forth to each one, as you start new ones, as you exit each of them. It's like having a mini mini business portfolio in itself. But another aspect to my personality, and this could be you too, is that I consider myself to be a builder type entrepreneur. I like the beginning process. I love getting that first sale. I like to get things rolling at the beginning stages. I start to lose steam in business when I start to see the profit not being vertical anymore and start being more like a normal curve that most businesses would have. I also hate when I have to start thinking about things like HR for business, and to combat these weird personality quirks in myself, I just choose to have multiple businesses because it's never going to get boring. Now, the next reason you should consider having a second or third or fourth company is because you're gonna get better at it. This might be the most important reason out of all of them. Once you've built one company, you're gonna learn a lot about the mistakes you made at that company. You're not gonna make them again at the second one. You'll also be able to leverage your existing brand and audience that you might have created from one business and bring that over to the second one. And this one shouldn't be slept on, but the network that you built from one business, like in my example, the ad agency that I brought on, can be deployed and it becomes very scalable in this sense. I can tell you from experience, after you've built one business and two and three, each one of them gets consecutively faster. So at this point, I want to share a lot of tips that I've learned on how to actually pull this off. First off, none of this, at least in my experience, is even remotely possible without partnerships. Partnerships allow me to focus on what I'm good at, which is bringing traffic to websites, whether that be through SEO or through paid ads. I also love marketing, innovation, conversion. But in order for me to have the time to be able to pull that off, I like to partner with people that like and excel at operations. In my ideal scenario, I like to bring in the marketing and the traffic, and then someone else can handle the operations and the day-to-day and the internal scaling. So if I could give you any advice if you want to do partnerships like this, is to get into something scalable that you can apply to multiple businesses at the same time, such as marketing. You'll get better at marketing for one business. You might build a bit of a personal brand yourself, and you'll be able to apply this over and over to different businesses that you start. Over time, you'll start to build your own network too. You'll start to build a team of your own problem solvers that you'll be able to throw at different business problems as they come up. You also start to accumulate, and this is very important, the hiring and management skills that are critical to any business, and you'll be able to take those and apply them to new businesses as you go along. If I can give you two awesome takeaways about management, hiring, scaling, this kind of stuff, the first would be learn how to assign responsibilities rather than tasks. Instead of telling someone, hey, your task is to take this list of email addresses and cross off the ones that have this, and this criteria, don't do any of that. You want to assign a responsibility of the overall goal you're trying to achieve with whatever the spreadsheet is trying to do. And that might look like, hey, I'd like you to deliver 100 email addresses to me every day that we can use for lead generation for the company. Now, it's up to the person being assigned this responsibility, how they want to go about filtering this list. Do they want to cross them off like this, and that? But when they own this process, when they own this responsibility, they're going to take more pride in it and they're going to give you a better result. The second piece of business advice I can give you with regards to hiring and management is to only hire A players. I cannot tell you how much of a big difference it's made for my company, not to just hire people that are good enough, but people that are going to excel and take that role to the next level. If you want an awesome book regarding this, read Who, the A Method for Hiring. I have a family member who's just starting off in their entrepreneurial journey. They asked me, Matt, I got all these great ideas. Should I start one of them at a time? Should I do all of them at the same time? Here's what I told them. You need to take one business to the point where it can produce the income necessary to fulfill your lifestyle and get you comfortable enough to start a second business. You also want that experience focusing on one business to learn the skills to be an entrepreneur, to start to have a Rolodex of problem solvers that you can use to deploy on any situation that you have. Then when it's time to start your second or third business, whatever it is, make sure to choose synergy. Choose a business that fits your ecosystem, that fuels the other ones, that you can market to the same customer base. And remember, never choose an operations role. It's just too hard to scale. Second, choose a role in the business that you can apply to the other ones. Marketing is a great example of this. And make sure to set goals in every single business. When you have multiple businesses at the same time, it's easy to just say, we'll just grow all of them. That's our goal. That's our target. Just grow all of them this much every year. But you really need to set quantifiable targets or else growth is just going to be random. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and smash the like button if you like what you saw.